There are over 6,000 passengers on Oasis of the Seas. And on a sea day, it feels like every one of them wakes up looking for a pool chair and a plate of breakfast at the exact same time. This was only our second Royal Caribbean cruise, and our very first time navigating a true megaship. And going into it, we had one big question. Could we actually pull off an eventful yet relaxing sea day, despite sharing the ship with thousands of other people? Ready or not, it was time for us to find out.
It's a sea day!
Alright, day 3, Oasis of the Seas.
Today is a sea day, which is really nice. I'm so happy about that.
Today, we are going to get some swimming in, and then we are going to take this kid to the kids club at 3, and then Mama and Daddy are going to go to check out some adult things.
I'm ready to get this sea day started.
We went downstairs to get some breakfast. We were gonna go to Johnny Rockets. Breakfast was free.
So we went there this morning and
Couldn't eat there because it closed at 9:30.
they said Johnny Rockets closes at 9:30, opens back up at 11:30 for lunch.
And that cost extra.
But that's okay. We went to the Windjammer. We got to the Windjammer, it was packed. They had lines outside the Windjammer with ropes up so that you couldn't get in.
You have to wait in a line too.
And we were forced to sit there and listen to a hand washing song on repeat.
We were the first ones, which was crazy.
So we waited. There was the Solarium bistro as well that we could have went to.
It's like a buffet. It's the same exact thing as the Windjammer. But the Solarium is like adult only. But you could actually like bring your kids up there to eat. It's just like a buffet. It's just like a copy of Windjammer.
We were gonna go eat at that bistro, but then a table came open and they let us in. So we went back in, got a spot there at the Windjammer. They have pancakes, waffles, like all the normal stuff, cereal, fruits. The coffee was not good. So grabbed a water. Adria got some pancakes and bacon. I got a hash brown, bacon, and a pancake, I think. The food was meh. And that's saying a lot because I'm a meh food type of person, but this was really meh. I was pretty unimpressed with the Windjammer. So after we were done at the Windjammer, I'm like, I need a real coffee, son. So we went down to the Cafe Promenade.
And she got this like latte.
I got myself an iced caramel latte. That is included in our drink package, not at the Starbucks, but at the Cafe Promenade. But they do serve Starbucks coffee there. My coffee was better there than at the Windjammer. And Adric really wanted a vanilla bean, and they didn't have that there. So we went over to the Starbucks.
So Starbucks shop. It's like really cute. It's really cool. It's really small. And I got a vanilla bean. Shout out to Vanilla Bean.
But yeah, Adric and I just kind of like strolled around and checked out the ship.
While Brandy and Adric were out dealing with the breakfast rush, I was actually still back in the cabin taking my sweet time getting ready. It takes me a minute to get used to sharing space with thousands of strangers. It can be a little overstimulating at times, and I think I was subconsciously avoiding the crowds. So once I finally caught up with them, we decided to steer clear of the packed pool decks just a little bit longer and sought out some quieter spaces on the ship. It was about lunchtime now, so we were down on the boardwalk. We walked by the doghouse. I've been in the doghouse before,
James, sit there and be quiet.
but this is the first time I was ever in the doghouse on this ship. Well, anyway, the doghouse is a hot dog place. Complimentary. They got hot dogs, brats, sausages, stuff like that. And they got some other things. We got brats. We were going to get hot dogs, but she said it would be like 15 minutes before the hot dogs were ready. So we just got some brats with sauerkraut. They were pretty basic brats. Nothing real special about them, but they got the job done. I forgot to mention that. I got some coleslaw too with mine. The slaw, and not memorable. My sausage was okay. It hit the spot, but it was just okay. I'll say that.
It filled my stomach. We're gonna keep trying all these little spots for some food, but I know there's one place that everybody says you gotta eat, and it's at that Mexican area, Loco Fresh or something like that. We're gonna eat there.
And I started to notice people walking around back at deck 5.
We went out to the walking track, deck 5, and we found that we had to walk to keep up with all the older people, so we were walking.
That running track wraps around the entire ship. that's a pretty cool running track.
So there is a big sign that tells you if you do 1 lap, 2 laps, how many miles you go.
And there's like motivational signs as you're going.
That says, keep going, keep your pace, good job, stop and stretch. And there's like a little sea view where you can get off and stretch your body. Which I stopped for the sea view, not the stretch.
You go by the gym. It's at the front of the ship.
But yeah, lots of people using that.
Yeah, when you go to the running track at the back of the ship, they got chairs set up in like a little viewing area off of the track. So I thought that was pretty cool. Still get those nice little back of the ship views that I like to get on every single cruise that we're on. We went up to the Royal Promenade and stumbled onto some kind of pirate parade or something that was going on in there. Yeah, I almost got run over by some pirates. But yeah, caught the ending of that and then decided, yeah, I think it's pool time.
Went to deck 15. Walked around up on deck 16. There were 3 chairs right in a row. They were actual sit chairs instead of lay down chairs, which we didn't really care.
Kind of weird how they had the chairs situated to have chairs facing the loungers. So like you're looking at the person staring across. So there could be a woman like sunbathing and like a creep. They're sitting across from her looking at her. I don't know. I also understand it makes better use of the space and leaves extra walking space for people that are walking through. So
we got into the pool. The service around the pool was great. They were serving us waters and drinks, and it was great. The music was good. The DJ was good. Adric had ice cream over there. Yeah, it was a great warm day by the pool.
These guys were like wearing a lot of small swimsuits for some reason. They're walking around in their underwear with like different colors. I feel like they're divers.
the pool deck was busy, but having all the activities spread all over the ship seemed to thin out the crowds. I wanted to see what else was going on, so I left Brandy and Adric swimming and went to explore. So one of the pools in the back was having a volleyball competition. I stumbled on to that the last minute. Right there at the Aqua Theater, they had the Sexy Man contest going on. So I went down there to check that out. It's always fun to watch those kind of shows on the sea days because they're funny. You know, they're just regular people that are on the cruise and they sign up to do it. And it's always interesting to see what people come up with. And also a great venue to have that because there's lots of seating there. So I caught the end of that. That was pretty good. I thought it was pretty funny there at the end. The crowd votes who wins. I went to the Schooner Bar, grabbed myself a rum old fashioned, and headed back up to the back of deck 15 to check out some adult dodgeball. They have that activities court. Normally if there's nothing going on in there, it's just a basketball court, but they have all kinds of activities going on throughout your cruise that they schedule because it can be turned into so many other things. But yeah, that was pretty funny. They had the surf simulators going on back there, people going down that slide, the abyss or something like that. But anyway, I'm doing my thing, right? And Brandy's hanging out with Adric, but it was getting close to 3 o'clock. And at 3 o'clock, Adric had kind of a play date set up with this boy that he met yesterday in the swimming pool. They were supposed to meet up at Adventure Ocean. Adventure Ocean, if you don't know what that is, it's basically like a daycare for your kids. They have it set up for different age groups.
James was still out and about around the ship, so I took Adric and we got him around, and it was time for him to go to Adventure Ocean. We did not pre-register him, so when I got there, they had me do like a little registration thing. It took maybe 2 minutes, and off he went. They gave him a wristband that he was supposed to keep on the rest of the ship.
His friend ended up showing up, and me and Mama went and did some adult things that we can't do with the kid around. So I met up with Brandy at the Solarium, which the Solarium is adults only section, 18 and up.
I do enjoy adult only areas on cruise ships. I think they're necessary. I don't need to stay there for long, but I do like to enjoy them for a short period of time.
But yeah, we're just chilling at the chairs up front. I showed Brandy, I said, look, you can see the front of the ship from up here.
So you get a beautiful view of the ocean.
The solariums are just beautiful on these Royal Caribbean ships. Let's say they have like 4 jacuzzis and then 1 pool.
A nice little pool.
It's kind of like an indoor-outdoor vibe with the glass. It's not all completely covered. Comfortable seating areas all over that whole place.
So yeah, absolutely gorgeous solarium.
We went up and we got drinks at the bar.
The bar service was great.
I got a painkiller that ended up being pretty good. Brandy got What did she get? She got something with like champagne in it or something. It was like some kind of spritz. Looked pretty. And at first she liked it, and then she was like, ugh, I can't do this. I ended up drinking it for her. She went to the lime and coconut, got a Mai Tai punch instead. And I ended up with her little fancy drink. So, the lime and coconut pool bar. There's a few of them. There's like one on each side, and then there's like these like small ones too. Service at the bars and everything has been pretty good, even out in the pool bars where they're real busy. We haven't had a problem getting a drink.
We went to the casino.
I remember this from Explore the Seas. It must just be like a Royal Caribbean thing where they have the winding staircase that leads down into the casino. It's cool. I like it. The little touches that they put on these ships, like just those like little things make the experience so much cooler. Feel like a kid in a candy shop, right? So anyway, we went to the casino and jumped on some slot machines.
They didn't have my Beaver Eaters game. I was really sad about that. But I found a game that managed to take all of my money in less than 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And that is how the casino went. The casino is a smoking casino. And then there's a little non-smoking section off to the side as well.
But we're just kind of walking around where Studio B is down there.
James wanted to get a quick little video of Blaze.
I think it's a comedy club. It also turns into the dance club at midnight. They have other activities that they do like throughout the day in there, I guess, but
James went into Blaze and I went to the restroom, and he went into the Abyss and he never came out.
I go in there to try to take shots of the place, and there was a worker in there, and I just started small talk with her, and next thing you know, she got me stuck talking for a while. Had a few drinks, you know, I'm just yapping.
Here I thought while I was at the restroom that he had came out and walked upstairs because we were going to do the Rising Tides bar. So I thought, well, maybe he thought I went upstairs and didn't hear me that I was going to the restroom. So I went up and got a slice of pizza at Sorrento's and a drink.
Brandy walked away, so I didn't know where she was. 20 minutes later, I walk out of there and I had to text Brandy. I didn't even end up getting my shots that I wanted to get.
But he came and found me at Sorrento's and said, hey, Rising Tides is leaving. So I got up.
I'm there. I'm like, hurry up. They're getting ready to close this. I see her at the pizza place. I don't know what she was doing. I waved her over, and the bartender, she let us in just in time. So we got on that, and I guess I didn't realize how slow that thing moved.
Which I think the concept is kind of cool. Kind of lame though. Went up about an inch every minute.
It just takes you up like maybe 3 floors.
Ended at the next floor, which was Central Park.
And that's it. I think it moves like every hour.
And out we went.
I did it once. I don't think I need to do it again.
But then it was time to pick up our dude.
So we picked up Adric at Adventure Ocean.
They announced Adric to the front, Adric to the front, and Adric comes.
He had fun with his friend, but he said, yeah, he doesn't want to spend too much time there, so that's okay.
He said he does not anticipate going back.
Much easier to get him to do it when he was a little younger. He was all about it.
Before, like on our last cruise, he really wanted to go all the time.
But I really want to go back to Adventure Ocean.
But now he's just at that age, you know, where he can do it. They're having the right activities that he wants to do. So we went to dinner at Portside BBQ. Portside BBQ is exactly what it sounded like. It's a barbecue joint.
The views were great. There were sea views because you could sit outside. They are open for lunch and dinner.
Pick something off the menu. It was like barbecue wings, comes with 2 sides and a dessert. I really just wanted the wings, to tell you the truth. I could have gotten them on their own, but I did want a side, so I got mac and cheese and smoked beans. Adric got chicken tenders and fries. Brandy got pulled pork, some fries, and cornbread.
The fries were really good. My sandwich was great.
My chicken wings, I don't know if I overlooked it or whatever. I didn't see a bunch of sauces to choose from or anything. I think the barbecue sauce was just what we got. I don't know. Maybe you could ask for it. I don't know. But the barbecue sauce that I did have on it, I didn't really care for too much. It just reminded me of like a basic Sweet Baby Ray's, and just kind of, I don't know, kind of generic. That's me.
But they were good though. Adric liked his chicken tenders.
The fries and the chicken tenders were pretty good. They're pretty good. I had some. We got desserts with our food.
They had 2 dessert options, a banana dessert and a bracky, like a brownie cookie. The banana dessert was good. We got them for Adric, really. But the brownie cookie, that was not good. It was weird.
I thought they were okay.
So overall, the dinner there was great. The food was quick and it was fresh. I thought it was good. I love barbecue food though, so yeah. not bad at all.
So we got all our eating out of the way and everything. We're like, well, we got to take our daily nap because we're not going to make it to this Aqua show that we got scheduled for tonight if we don't. So we went back to the room to take a nap.
Nap time.
I got the lights kicked down. All cozy, perfect for a nap.
As soon as I laid down, I was done. I was out like a light.
The kid's sleeping with his mom. I don't want to disturb him, so I'm taking a nap in Adric's bed. I want to wake up in the next half hour, so I'm going to get to sleep. That was a hell of a nap. Wow. Almost too long of a nap there. Yeah.
When we woke up from our nap, our toilet was dying.
Something's going on with this Our toilet was acting a fool. I'm no plumber or anything, but I think there might be something wrong with our toilet. You go to flush and it was going... like it was gonna explode or something. It was angry.
It was scary.
Something tells me that ain't right. I tried to throw a little bit of water in it. I was like, maybe this thing just needs some water. It sounds thirsty, right? When I'm making those kind of noises, Mama knows that Daddy's thirsty, right? And Daddy is thirsty, but that toilet, yeah, it didn't help. It didn't help. I dumped a bunch of water in it and tried to flush it again, and yeah. No water was coming out of it or anything, so Brandy called down and let them know about it, and they sent a plumber to fix it when we left the room.
Then it was time for us to go out and about for the night.
And went to the music hall for some entertainment. I ordered a drink called the Wild Boys. The drink was good. I enjoyed it. It went along good with the band in there.
They were great. It was the same girl that sang in the Royal Promenade our first evening. She has a great voice.
Cool venue. I really like the music hall. One of the coolest venues I've been in so far.
And then after that, they had like a Friendly Feud game, but we didn't stay for that. We had our Aqua 80 show reserved.
Instead, what we decided to do was we went to the arcade. First time being in the arcade, it was kind of small, to tell you the truth.
Pretty small in there. So people were like back to back.
But there are some good games in there. Some classics.
A couple air hockey machines, skee ball.
It's good enough. I've seen better on cruise ships, but it got the job done. Adric spent some money in there. So we got the casino taking Mom and Dad's money. Now we got the arcade taking the kids' money, which was our money also, but you know what I mean.
And it was time for us to go to the Aqua show.
Our main event tonight was the Aqua 80 show. If you don't know what this is, picture a massive, high-energy dance performance perfectly mashed up with music and pop culture references, all from the 80s.
Copyright!
The stage is actually a big pool of platforms that raise up and down depending on the act. You got water and lights shooting everywhere, crazy acrobatics, high divers, swimming, dancing, swim dancing. This show had it all. Except for pyros. But you know, fire on a cruise ship's a no-go unless you're looking to test out the lifeboats. It'd been a while since we'd been on a Royal ship, so we weren't 100% sure how the reservation system worked anymore. So we actually booked this weeks before we even set sail. But here's how it works. People with reservations who arrive early are allowed in first to grab the best seats. After that, they open up the line to the walk-ins. This specific show wasn't totally sold out, and honestly, we didn't see a single show sell out completely our entire sailing. But just because we got lucky doesn't mean you will. If there's a show you absolutely do not want to miss, make the reservation and show up early just to be safe.
We sat in the third row.
Now the first few rows will get wet. The Aqua show.
When the show first started, this guy just came out, looked like the guy from Back to the Future. He was riding this hoverboard, and he was like, wee, wee. He was flying over us. He did a flip.
I heard that the Aqua shows on these Royal Caribbean ships were amazing, but I didn't realize how amazing they really are. This was a good show.
Unbelievable. The music, the dancing, the entertainment, the whole package, it was there. The wow factor, present.
It was the best.
One of the greatest shows I've ever seen on a cruise. Just the whole production was just so well done. Like every little detail of it. And I couldn't help but think, wow, I wish so many people that I knew were here watching this right now, because it was so cool.
When people were like dancing, so they were on like the water pad, but then while they were dancing, it go down. The water went down while they were dancing, and then they were like, oh.
We were in the third row. We did get wet.
I got splashed.
I actually kind of wish we were in the front row.
First row gets soaked, but I thought that was part of it was fun. I really enjoyed it. The music was great. The divers were unbelievable.
Pretend this is the pool, right? Okay? And they were like, I'm a bar.
It was such a good experience. It was so good.
One of the greatest shows I've ever seen on a cruise, hands down, if not one of the greatest shows I've ever seen. I don't go to a lot of shows, though.
We stopped at Playmakers and grabbed a few drinks there. We did the carousel. Cute little carousel. And then Adric was like, I think I could go for some pizza, guys. And we're like, perfect. So off to Sorrento's we went.
Sorrento's Pizza was calling our name once again. We can't get enough of it.
We went and got some carnivore pizza, veggie pizza, pepperoni pizza.
Everyone grabbed some pizza.
Devoured it all. And then we were like, okay, we said we weren't staying up till midnight tonight. It was midnight. So we went back to the room.
Is this the poop cruise or not?
We come back in the room and our toilet is fixed.
It's the dumper. Let's get it. Bye-bye.
Pretty successful sea day. And we only did a small portion of things that this ship has to offer.
Overall, a very eventful sea day. It was so much fun. We did a lot, but didn't do a lot at the same time, which is part of the whole vacation vibe of it. Overall, very successful sea day. Felt like we did the sea day correctly, and we got to see some entertainment.
We got 3 more days of the trip, and 2 more of them are sea days. We're gonna be covering more of the ship. Follow along. You're gonna be seeing more of Oasis of the Seas and our experience with it.
Tomorrow, we will be docking in Falmouth, Jamaica. I am interested in seeing this port. We have been here before. We were here several years ago.
I'm not sure what we're gonna be getting into tomorrow.
I did not book an excursion for this one. I felt strongly that we would probably stay on the ship and get off and just kind of walk around the port.
Adric wants to do laser tag or something. Brandy scheduled it just in case. Probably be getting off the ship at some point.
So it's supposed to be a beautiful day. It's supposed to be in the high 80s, low 90s, and sun. Should be a good day. We're gonna start our morning off with some Johnny Rockets in the morning.
I'm not sure we're gonna be getting into tomorrow, but if you'd like to come along, make sure you hit the subscribe. And don't forget to tap the like if you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you in the next one.
Peace out, like and subscribe. Bye.